What time is it?
It's big slappy time.
Tilt, tight, and tilt. There you are.
Tilt, tight, tilt. You're
Tilt
a great
tight.
producer. You have a soft bedside manner, but you're still no nonsense.
That's right. That's how I like to be.
With the talent.
End of life care in this hospice that is
that
is this basement
home
studio. Uh-huh.
I'd like to say, first of all, can I just kick it off?
Please.
Happy Year of the Fire Horse. That's right, folks. You'll be listening on Wednesday, one day into the Year of the Fire Horse, but we are recording on Tuesday,
Now,
February 17th.
tell us about the fire horse.
Well, all I know is it's passionate. It rewards big moves. It's fast.
Okay.
We're thinking horse stuff. Passion, speed.
Splendor.
Yeah, I don't know. And then fire, I would assume, adds like a little extra of something. Like less patient, more...
Immediate.
yes.
More aggressive.
Right.
Even.
And what I would like to say is we're also leaving behind. We're shedding our skin. The snake is no longer with us.
Goodbye to our snakeskin. Hello to our equestrian princes and princesses.
That's right. And I am ready for this. You know I love a snake, but boy, howdy. The first couple months of this year, I guess 6 weeks, have been rough.
It made sense, and now it's time to shed. And we have our red on. You must wash the hair the day before.
Oh, yeah. We washed our hair yesterday because today, the first day of the new year, the Lunar New Year, you're not supposed to wash your hair. You're not supposed to argue. You're not supposed to cut anything with scissors or a knife. You're not supposed to, what was the other one? Sweep, because that's all these things are washing away your fortune, cutting your fortune, sweeping away your fortune.
No sweeping, no showering. You don't have to tell me twice.
Okay. Oh, I think you can shower. You're just not supposed to wash your hair.
No
There's something
no
with hair.
showering at all.
Cool. So we washed up yesterday, and today we're just going to keep it chill.
Today we're feeling good.
Keep it sweaty.
What's our topical? I like to touch base on the wide world of sports.
Oh.
For people listening to, you just went. No, but there was the NBA All-Star game. I want to touch base on. I'm throwing out. This is more of an overview.
Can we come back to that? Because I'm still on holidays.
It's more of an overview.
Okay, so holidays today. Happy Lunar New Year.
Happy Lunar New Year.
And yesterday, Happy President's Day.
Sure.
Which I thought, I know, hilarious. But it was our 12th wedding anniversary.
Now, let me ask you. Yes, that was the real.
And people used to say, oh, a Valentine's Day wedding. And we'd say, it's a President's Day wedding. Which obviously we don't give a shit about. But it was a 3-day weekend, which made travel easier for our guests.
Back in the day when we decided, yes, before we knew there'd be a blizzard that weekend.
Right.
Which
Some
bless all of our loved
made
ones who, yeah, they made it. They traipsed through the snow to get to Brooklyn that President's Day weekend.
But what I wanted to say about President's Day is that gets us right into our bush.
It does. It gets us right into our bush.
George W., which
Sure.
remember we are going to do that to prove we're not AI.
That's correct, of course.
I was listening back and I liked where we ended on bushy blonde hairdo.
Mm-hmm.
But I also liked your bush push.
Mm.
So here's what I'm pitching.
All
Are
right.
you ready?
This is for our segment.
Our George W. Bush segment. Bushy pushy podcasto.
I'm digesting that.
Okay, it combines.
Bushy pushy podcasto.
Yeah, instead of blonde hairdo.
Yes, no, I actually love
podcasto.
that. A bushy pod. No,
Yeah.
a bushy pushy podcast.
It's a tongue twister. That's why I had to say it so like.
A bushy pushy. I have a Ricola in, so this will help me with
But
this.
if we could both sing that, then
Ready?
I could get our bush stuff out of the way, and you could talk about sports or whatever while I take a little nap.
Let's get after it. Ready?
Okay.
A bushy podcasto. I almost fucked it up already. Well, we're just getting into it.
No,
Ready?
let's try again.
A bushy podcasto.
We're singing a different. I'm
Tune.
saying bushy podcasto, and you're saying bushy
I'm
podcasto.
trying to keep it in the. I'm trying to keep it in the what do you call it?
I thought
the
I was
Beach
too.
Boys. No, it's a bushy. It's bushy blonde hairdo.
Oh, it's not bushy blonde hairdo. That's
No.
what I was saying.
Blonde hairdo.
Blonde
No.
hairdo.
Nope. All right. Well,
okay, you
we'll get
you
there.
just do it. You go and then I'll go.
A bushy pushy podcast.
Great. And what I'd like to say about G-Dubs is that he apparently penned his first Substack essay. Did you hear about this?
No. How did I miss this in the cycle?
Well, you were probably watching some god-awful program.
There's not a lot going on.
He has a Substack now.
Okay.
Congrats.
Finally.
Big ups to Dubs. And it was about, what else? Presidential shit.
Sure.
And it was about a George, but it wasn't George Bush.
Okay. His first Substack
Was about George Washington.
GW for the President's Day. Because isn't it his birthday?
GW, but not W.
Right. GW.
Not GHW.
And what did W have to say about
So
GW?
having not read it, but I did skim not one, not two, but maybe 3 headlines.
Oh, wow. So you did a deep dive on this one.
Yeah, it's giving like a panoramic thumbnail.
Yes.
Basically, he subtly, people are like, trashes Trump in new Substack. But he doesn't name Trump.
Of course not.
I think he just talks about like the values of presidential stuff.
Yeah, the neocon values
So
of yesteryear.
He celebrated a slave owner and subtly like wrist slapped our current president.
Strong.
And I want to keep in mind, as we're like feeling this warm feeling for our new Substack comrade, that this person was responsible for killing over 1 million Iraqis.
True.
So happy President's Day, W.
He was the puppet of the affair, but
Right?
not letting him off the hook.
Kind of feels like you are.
No. H-Dub and Cheney more so responsible, but I just don't want to give him all that credit is the thing. All that heinous credit.
He has blood on his little painter hands.
Oh, he sure does. No, he's painting in the blood. I agree.
That's not red oil paint.
No.
That's human blood.
So this is another. So this is what we've been. The mainstream media has been priming us for this moment for a while, though, to be like, accept Dub. Hold on, I got to take this out.
The Ricola?
The Ricola's done. I'll just put it on.
I
here.
almost just offered to swallow it for you.
Oh no!
I think it's a little too gross, even for me.
Anyway,
Yeah, just put it on that coaster. That's nice.
They've been priming us for this for this W comeback.
They are.
This sort of whitewashing, because Ellen, he was big on Ellen. That was him and Ellen up in the luxury box and then Ellen was left on a rail.
That's funny when he and Ellen were together to clean up his image, but then she,
Her image.
her
took a turn.
sociopathy came out.
Yeah, was exposed into the light
and then
as the monster that she is. She danced her way into
2
right out of the
monsters up
country.
in the skybox.
Love. He was probably terrified of Ellen.
Yeah.
So anyhow, they were getting us ready for this Substack moment. So now it's here. Well, now I know what I'm going to do immediately following
I know. You're going to
the end recording here is I'm going to...
Don't read until we are done.
I also saw, that's great for our Bush moment at W. I don't know. Substack doesn't work like that. It's just like, it's not ad. There's no ads, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
It's a magnificent little platform.
I've joined some Substacks to support, but then I never go back.
Yeah. Well, the guy running the show at Substack was like, we're not gonna split hairs over the Nazis and I'm saying literal, not like libs calling everyone a Nazi kind of thing, but like actual Nazis on there, I believe.
You're not going to split hairs.
They're not going to boot. They have terms of service, but they don't include they're a little bit like, oh, you can if you're putting these views out there, which. I mean, open up a can of worms here, whatever, man. Substack what you want to Substack.
Okay.
But
free speech, warriors.
Free speech from a
speech.
private platform. I mean, whatever.
We love to see
We
it.
love.
As long as it's not overrun with bots, it's still probably a net positive.
Well, a lot of people do pods on there as well because they got into the audio game. Like a sub pod, yeah.
Wow.
Which is more what I want out of Dubs. I'm like, Dubs, don't make me read something. I want to make you write something.
He's not good at
He's probably
talking,
not
though. He's not an eloquent man.
Which is what I like. I mean, who
He's
is
Theo Von.
Who is the top pods these days?
This ain't your daddy's Theo Von. Okay,
Lord.
Great. Well,
So that's our Dub. That pivots into Obama.
but bushy pushy podcasto, you're okay with?
Love, actually.
All right,
Obsessed
consider it. Now, how many segments do we have?
Well, what we need to do, we don't have We don't go headphones for this pod.
You keep looking over there. Is something wrong?
No. I was looking just because I'm thinking we need the sound bank. Like we need our Inagata, like doing these live sound cues.
I think it's kind of charming to do it live.
All right. We'll keep, I mean, it'll still be us, but it'll just be recorded. So
I wouldn't mind if we had like the rat report and it was like, wee, wee, like those kind of things.
Oh,
but
great.
Can I just be the soundboard?
You can be this. Yes, you can be the soundboard. That
if you do this.
Oh, like I'll poke you.
If you say anything and then you do this, I'll do a sound for it.
All right,
okay?
Great. All right.
Great.
So now we have that. We can pivot into, before we get into our next soundboard. No, I just pointed.
I didn't know what you.
No, sorry.
Do you want to do sports?
Well, I just want to say. Well, this is now we can get from.
But can I do your segue?
Please.
George Bush and Ellen in the skybox.
Obama courtside for the All-Star game.
There we go. We did it. Joe.
Plug in the Obama Presidential Center, whatever it's called, in the South Side of Chicago.
People don't like it.
No, people don't. I mean, this whole idea of legacy. It's also, again, it's not quite meeting the moment.
Well,
like
also
you have the platform. You are, the former president Barack Obama.
The
your
playlist
sideline.
president.
Reggie Miller's got the mic. He's interviewing you. We all love Reg.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're just plugging your presidential. Like you're like, look at this tower we're building on the South Side of Chicago. That in my honor, it's just like a very weird
missing the moment.
And he's like, it's good with kid. Right at the very end, he realized he was kind of like, oh, and, because basically what Reggie Miller was saying is there any truth to the rumor that there's a full court basketball, full court? What am I praying? There's a
full basketball court.
Full basketball court. Yes.
Some would just say a basketball court.
Some would, but I think
you're
when
saying
you say
regulation.
Regulation, there's like a whole, there's going to be some games played there was the point.
Are there?
Yes, and he was like, yes, there is.
Coldplay's blasting.
Coldplay's popping through the speakers.
He's like, it's Brat Winter.
Yeah. Bruce Springsteen is selling brats
yes.
in the stands. It's a very cozy vibe. But yeah, I think he realized at the very end, he was kind of like, oh, this is a little out of touch. Like, I think he's like, yes. And the reason I have that court is, for youth and sports, but not to have all these celeb basketball players.
One poor child a month will lay eyes upon the court. Well, what's funny too is even before, I mean, that was always giving Hunger Games, all the presidential library stuff. But like, even before that, people were mad about this. This was announced years ago because they're like tearing down a park. There's like some issue with affordable housing zoning.
Well, I mean, the South Side of Chicago
it's
seems
just
like
the
a place
thing of just bulldozing in and being like, it's got to be here for optics, and like it kind of not really incorporating the community.
Yeah, it seems like one of those. But anyhow,
has he said anything about ICE yet?
He was not on this, not during this interview. But what was very interesting about All-Star Weekend. So you have the big takeaway from that standpoint was LeBron afterwards. So they did this thing this year where you can take a nap real quick, but they did this thing where
it
was U.S. versus the world.
But I want to hear the LeBron thing because I heard that too.
They broke up 3 teams to do U.S. versus the world. So there was a round robin tournament. It was basically like a lot of old NBA players, American born. The younger generation, so there's like the old head team, the younger team, and then the rest of the world. So any foreign-born players were on a team. A lot of people were hurt, didn't end up playing, whatever. But the young U.S. team ended up winning. But LeBron afterwards, which this is just a very silly. So there is an Israeli-born player who plays for the Blazers, on the Blazers now.
Oh no, on the Blazers?
Yeah. He initially came on. He was on the Wizards, I think, in Washington. But anyway, he now plays for Portland, and he has had an All-Star. He's an All-Star this year, having a great year. I guess you could argue that's even why this would ever be there. But it's just so funny because after the All-Star game, LeBron James is just being asked all the regular questions, and then someone just says to him, "What do you think about Israel?" Like basically just being like, but in a way where they're like, "Oh, you like." And I'm like, what a strange, like on All-Star Weekend, what other country would there ever be like, and again, I know they're doing the world versus U.S., but there's all these other people on the world team, Wemby coming from France. Like there's players from all over the world.
Do they never have political overlap? Because they should ask them all about everything.
Well, of course they should, but
Just
they're
'cause of
more
their
saying
platform.
like, hey, like Israel's cool. And
It's like
it was on the heels of the question about this Israeli player.
He's like, quickly, would you condemn Hamas?
Right. That was quickly said.
I have a 2-part question.
He went full, as LeBron does, because what do we expect from LeBron? Muhammad Ali was amazing. Now athletes don't really. Very few will step up.
Well, they try, and Barack says, stop it.
Well, I think LeBron was never really on board with that to begin with.
The strike?
But yeah, he didn't. I don't think he liked that. But he's very much an Obama. He's Obama's boy. But they said, he basically was like, Israel, I've never been there. His response was amazing. He's like, I've never been there, but I hear nothing but great things.
But I'd love to go because I hear nothing but great things.
Which is just an incredible.
It's incredible.
It's kind of like why being like, I've never been there. I've never been there. I'm just saying. So it's like weirdly, it's like a very politician-y answer, but in a way
it's weird because he got a lot of bag of shit for that because obviously like even the most Zionistic among us would probably not say that they'd never heard a bad thing.
Yeah.
It almost to me is like, does he not know anything?
So that's what's interesting too.
Is there any way there's
what
like that he was just like trying to be positive, and I don't want to give him like too much credit, but that's a bizarre thing to say.
Very bizarre. It's a panicked thing to say.
It's like too far in one direction.
It is, yes.
Even if you just said like something more politician-y, like I know there's a lot going on over there, but there's like great people in all parts of the world. And
peace. I'm all about
brings us together. Like to just say I've only heard good things.
And it's like people, you see him, like there's that famous meme with him on the exercise bike reading like Malcolm X's biography or whatever. People just being like, did you like so? Again, is this just a photo op? Like, were you being like, oh, okay, I'll pretend to read, or did you actually read the words of Malcolm X, and what are your thoughts on that?
Right.
Like versus like just pretending like I'm. So it's very weird.
That is a weird one.
Also, it's like clearly keeping the distance. It is politician-y in the way where it seems like he's trying to play both sides, or play plausible deniability of like, hey, I hear nothing but great things. I haven't looked into it myself at all.
See, I
the
don't
entire
think,
existence of this
I think
country,
it's too positive,
let alone like what's currently going on.
And that's what makes it bizarre.
Yeah,
like, it doesn't even feel neutral, like politically neutral to me.
What's also funny is Dwight Howard recently, who was did they play on the Lakers together? I wonder if they were. I think they might have been teammates, but. Dwight Howard was an all-star, was certainly not at LeBron's level, but he was been around the NBA many years. He said years ago when he was playing for, I think when he was still with the Houston Rockets, he tweeted Free Palestine and got a phone call. He said within 10 minutes got a call from the commissioner of the NBA, his agents, the people who worked at his like charity foundation, everyone being like, you have to take that down right now. And this was back in like 2015. Like this is years ago that this happened. So my point is just like to pretend like you have no. It was the whole thing with China. There was like the whole thing where they didn't want to say anything because of the market that the NBA has in China. They didn't want to. They were trying to get them to say something about the Uyghurs and stuff. Like there was politicians being like the NBA.
Did he take the tweet down?
Yeah, Dwight Howard did. Yes, he said it went down. But I think he said like within 10 minutes of tweeting that, he was immediately bombarded with.
And then he like.
Well, he kind of just
the Intifada.
Yes, he basically was like, I knew, the Palestinian community that was in Houston. Like I'd been talking to people. I was like, oh, this is like a free Palestine is not even. I mean, this is way before a lot of. Yeah. What. Like how hyper political and how dialed in people are. We, of course, are, anyone who's aware of even half of the history is like, this has been plenty going on, but I just mean it wasn't as in the forefront.
Anyone with internet access.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Except LeBron James, apparently.
Well, that's kind of why it's weird.
Yes. But anyhow, that was a fun little two-step for LeBron.
Thanks for making sports interesting to me, dear.
I try, dear. I'm like, can we combine all of the above?
The Olympics are going on. That's a sport thing.
Mm-hmm. The thing is with the winters.
Don't say it.
What did you think I was going to say?
You don't like it.
I don't really care as much. I love your snowboarding.
Snowboarding, ski jumps, ice skating. I feel like figure skating is for me, quintessential Olympics.
Here's where I struggle with it. The judging. I sports for me where there's like a panel of judges.
No, I mean the Olympics
it's not objective.
Deeply problematic. I'm just saying, as far as like Olympics go, to me, it's figure skating and gymnastics. But I know for other people, it's other.
Well,
stuff.
gymnastics is the Summer Games.
Yeah, I know. I'm giving one of each.
Basketball. Yeah, I guess they do have. I was thinking there was more. In the Summer Games, there's less judge stuff, but that's not true of gymnastics, I guess. That's a big judge.
Well, I don't seek out the Olympics. I'm anti-Olympics. It like destroys communities. It's obviously terrible. Yes. Russia's not in. Israel is. What's going on? There's a lot. It's a horror show. But
I hear nothing but great things about it.
I've heard nothing but good things about the Olympics. But I will say that it does sneak in through osmosis. Like it's on in bars. People are talking about it. You see headlines. You see thumbnails.
The quad god got hurt.
What's a quad god?
He's the big figure skater from the U.S. who was like the favorite.
Oh, well, that woman
he blew out a quad. His quad god was no. Oh. No, I don't know if he blew out a quad, but something happened. He got hurt. Lindsey Vonn, of course. Oh
God, he blew out a quad.
Oh God, my quad.
Well, the skier crashed badly, hurt herself.
She's elderly too. She's almost our age.
Oh dear,
she is.
She shouldn't even be out of doors.
She shouldn't. Not in this weather. Jeez.
Not without her earmuffs.
Yeah, so she took a spill. I did see that, and it was a rough one. And those downhills, man,
I couldn't watch.
Respect though, because you get a head of steam coming down that hill.
Yeah, they're like going 1,000 miles an hour.
I think the X Games kind of took a little of the luster away from like the Olympics, the half pipe and stuff. I mean, not took it, but you just see it enough. If you only saw that every 4 years, it might be a little bit more of a. But the X Games were, I mean, like Sean.
I went to the X Games a few times.
Hot
Sean
to try for a stretch there
with his helmet on.
Way back when. Oh my. Psst, take that, Sean.
Take it. Right?
Yeah, you're a snowboarder.
This was our sports. I'm a snowboarder. But I like to just carve it up as fast, but I'm not.
You're not piping it.
I used to try to pipe, but I was piping warm at best.
Hitting the pipe.
I can't go up over the rim. It's like a vertical. It's terrifying.
It's a lot. Yeah. Once you clear that lip.
No, I'll be like, oh, I did a sick jump. And then I'll see the video that I like make my friends take. And I'm like 4 inches off the ground.
I've seen the videos.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
They're gorgeous.
With my tricks.
So those are our sports. We've hit our sports.
Now we have a new segment. I always want to introduce. That's a sports segment.
Well, wait, we didn't hit our other segment, which I don't actually think I have any.
I have a couple.
Oh, Inagata Davida.
It's a Rada Davida.
I know, but so let's do it.
But you don't say gotta. You did that last week too.
But this week I'm correcting. My Inarada Davida is that I said Inagata Davida.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that seems convenient. You little devil.
Inarada Davida, honey.
Not you knew that. Hello. All right. I have some. You want to go?
I have one. We'll keep it because this is kind of still in the sports realm. I'm going to do one last Super Bowl reference.
Oh, please.
I want you, this is a crossover, so you'll be interested in it. The Real Housewives.
Something for me.
This is a Bravo. This is straight from BravoCon.
Ripped from BravoCon.
Andy Cohen. Because we discussed Super Bowl commercials last week. And more of the disturbing, dystopian. Was
that only last week?
I don't know what year it is. This was, I think, last week because the Super Bowl was. Anyway, we just discussed the more dystopian surveillance state type of stuff. But the most fun and maybe weirdest, most unexpected, just like what exactly is happening here? I think more so because it was a Super Bowl spot. If it was just randomly on, you're like, I don't know, celebs do all kinds of commercials. But Andy Cohen, Mr. Watch What Happens Live himself, the Don of Housewives, was in a Super Bowl commercial. Now, you did not see it.
No.
And I want you to guess what product you think Andy Cohen was.
Oh, he was like the spokesperson in the commercial for
yes, he
something?
was heavily featured. He was
Wegovy?
As the main. You wish. No, we went Wegovy. We went over the Wegovy crew.
Okay.
Kenan Thompson, DJ Khaled, what's his name? That whatever. There's people in there. Anyway, not Wegovy. Not a pharmaceutical. Not a nutraceutical. Not a nootrope.
Crypto?
Crypto is a good guess, but no. It's the
Siri?
It's the silliest. It's the
Can
silliest.
you give me a genre?
It's edible.
Oh. Milk?
No, that would be great though. Raw milk. Andy Cohen for raw
Not
milk.
raw milk.
No, got milk. A little
Yeah.
mustache on Andy.
Watch What Happens Milk.
Watch what milk's live.
Milk me live.
Milk me live.
What food? Like a fast food?
Let's say it's something RFK Jr. might have something to say about. Not fast food
Bear meat?
necessarily. Bear meat.
I don't know.
Nerds. He was doing a Nerds gummy cluster thing.
Oh, the clusters.
You know the clusters.
It's like the rope, but they're little balls.
But they're little balls. It was him and this
What?
giant CGI
That's like for
gummy
kids.
thing, and he's like, "Hey, let your delicious side out," or something. I mean, it was weird. It was very weird. It felt
feels-
like AI,
if
like
he had done,
actual
like,
AI
some
prompt.
kid thing or teen thing, that would make more sense. That feels like a really weird product for him.
It does. My only hope, and I don't know enough about the man or his properties, his franchises. I don't know if that's like a bit that he. Sometimes people will be like, "Oh,
Like if he was like, I love these.
I actually eat this."
Like Lisa being like, I love Kit Kat.
Yes,
like
yes,
if he
like
has
Lisa
that with
Barlow
Nerd.
doing a Kit Kat spot. Would make sense.
Nerd clusters, Andy Cohen.
Yeah.
I do not know if there's a crossover there other than whatever.
Otherwise, it's just a strange.
I'm going to just say that's an abomination. As a Nerds fan, nerds are not something that need to be advertised on TV.
I hear that.
They just need to be
They're just a
at
thing.
the corner store.
Right. Yeah, we know them.
It's innovative. It's fun. The nerds are open. Everything. Nothing's as good as just nerds.
Straight nerds. Yeah.
No, like we don't need that gummy in there. That's filler.
It is filler. Who needs it? I don't want it. I can shovel enough nerds into my mouth that I don't need this like adhesive
The best nerd.
to hold together a cluster of them. I can just chug them right from the box.
Yes. Obviously. That's what they're meant to be.
Right.
It's
You rip
chugging.
that
It's
top
like
off.
for people who can't drink alcohol yet. You chug nerds.
You
It's
always
for the
mock me
kids.
for my opening of the nerds.
Well, okay.
box.
The nerds box, the classic one. I'm picturing the big movie one with all the colors.
No, not that.
You're talking about the double-sided.
the two
It's
sides.
a delicate mechanism, and when you set it up correctly, you can open and close it. I think it's kind of a genius feat of engineering. It's just cardboard
It's
and glue.
for children's hands, though.
Yeah, but there's no plastic involved.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's really cool. When I used to get those nerds and I'd like open one side, Murph would try the other side and he would just rip it to shreds. It would look like a Labrador retriever had like gotten the box.
Well, I think
And I was like, what?
I think the reasoning.
Did you not know that you can like...
I knew you if you take your time and
But
you
it's like
delicately.
you're like, I need them now. And you like couldn't take 4 extra seconds.
Here's the deal. I
Shocking.
typically will take down a side, one of those sides, in two gulps. So to do that, you
See,
rip
that's
the whole thing off and you just
disgusting,
go
too.
boom, chomp, 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 boom, and you're done. Off to the other side.
This is no. You can open both sides and shake it and get a little bit of watermelon, a little bit of cherry.
You're out here like shaking it like a nice little.
I was like a connoisseur. I'm like trying, I'm a seasonal candy freak.
Yes.
Well, don't get me started on Cadbury. Save that for next week.
Oh,
but
you
my
and your
favorite nerd
fondant.
is actually white. It's a fruit punch nerd, and it's hard to find.
Familiar.
You get it with the Christmas, with the red and white. You get it at Valentine's with the pink and red and white. But it's hard to find. So when you get the big bulk box, when it's all the colors, there's white mixed in there. And what I used to do was separate them all so that I could get a mouthful of just white.
White, you would.
It's so good.
Do
This
you-
is probably so boring. I'm sorry, everyone. But seasonal candy,
Seasonal candy's your
Damn.
jam. The Nerds Blizzards at Dairy Queen
was my first
was the
crack.
rainbow box too. Like, didn't they use rainbow colors?
Yeah, I think so. And that was like I think more sugar than is possible to consume in that amount of matter in any other configuration.
It's a special treat.
It is insane.
I loved it so much.
They tried to
but
like
this is years-
incorporate the nerds into the like ice cream product, and it always just sunk to the bottom because it's just
So
like
then the last bites were just
like wet milky sugar balls.
They took it away
yeah.
It couldn't just be because there was too much sugar in it. They don't give a fuck about that. It must have been some other, maybe just people were choking on the nerds or something.
Who owns nerds, though? Do you know what I mean? Because if they go
the
Butterfinger, then are they with Hershey? Are they with Mars?
Are they
with
the Hershey Highway? Yes, that's true. No, you're right. I didn't think about that. Nestle, yeah. There's a lot of power plays to be made there.
No, what that amount of sugar did to my brain, I would directly attribute my affinity for drugs to.
And of course. It trains the brain.
I've been chasing that high
ever since. all the other highs have been paled in comparison. So you are saying that each individual nerd in that rainbow box has its own flavor.
Oh yeah.
Because remember we had the big taste test with the Skittles.
Yes.
We did that and that was
pretty fun.
It turns out that each Skittle, because some things will have shit labeled.
I don't believe.
No, we did it. It came out. The results were conclusive, I thought.
Purple or grape, red or cherry, yellow or lemon, green is lime.
Red is strawberry, I believe.
No.
Yeah, I think so. But yes, you go on.
And then there's one other Skittle.
Lime.
I said lime.
Lime, lemon.
Orange. Lime, lemon, orange. You got 3 citrus.
Grape.
And
strawberry.
Cherry. But you're saying they all taste the same and that our brain just makes us think that we're tasting grape because we're eating purple.
I thought that, and then we did the blind taste test. We did that at my brother's house, remember?
Yes, but what are you saying the outcome was? Because
the
some people
outcome was
got
that they had individual flavors, that we got enough. We had 5 people do it.
I know they do. Have individual flavors. Okay.
You said that.
I'm vindicated.
Well, you are vindicated. That's why I'm like, I remember being like, I don't think so. I also, like nerds,
you're the
will
guy
tear a bag
ripping
open and just eat, 19 in a mouthful.
Your palate is like
strong.
Underdeveloped.
Strong.
I don't know what to say. Yeah, you're like, I think it was salty about something specific.
Yeah, you brought me into the umami.
You brought me umami. We all knew umami, but we didn't know it until we had the label for it. That's
right.
why language is so important. It drives thought.
Umami is just MSG, is that right?
Well, MSG is umami. They're saying it's, I believe, the 5th sense, because you have sweet, salty, sour, and bitter, and umami is kind of a sweet and salty combination that's like almost like
what about hot?
A tang. Hot's
heat?
not on there.
Heat is just supposed to be what? Savory?
That's just a different categorization. Don't look. I didn't make the rules.
Come on now.
I didn't.
Time to revisit.
Okay, and this has been Cuisine Corner.
Cuisine Corner.
Let's see, I pointed at you and you did it.
I had to do one.
Point at me. Sat. Well, like sizzling,
Spoken. This is the mask corner.
Stop me.
Somebody's spicy.
Wait, so did you say an errata?
I did. It was just the Andy Cohen. I missed that commercial because I wanted to bring that up.
That's not an errata.
Well, in the sense that we talked about Super Bowl commercials, and my mistake was I didn't bring
on
up
the pod.
Yeah. Well, last week we had a whole
errata would be like, I mistakenly said Andy Cohen did a Reese's Pieces commercial.
So
when
it's not a mistake to
forget.
It's not a mistake to forget to bring up something?
No, forgive and forget.
Fine.
I have a real Avada.
Go Avada.
Errata. When I was mush mouthing, I could not pull it together last week talking about the Catholic connection, the Bohemian Grove, the Eyes Wide Shut. It makes sense in my mind.
Yes.
This like weird ritualistic
sure.
creepiness.
There's a crossover.
But I said some weird stuff about like the voodoo and the whatever, and I didn't back that up. And then I looked it up because I was like, I remember learning about this in anthropology. Haitian voodoo is a deeply syncretic. So they synchronize 2 religions developed from West African traditions and Roman Catholicism. And that was basically so that people who were brought over here and didn't want to be could hang on to some of their stuff. So it was like a mingling. But that's like why in my mind there's like this kind of cool combination of stuff.
I see.
It's like Louisiana vibes.
Louisiana, yeah.
But that's obviously very different than the Roman Catholic shit, which brings me to my second errata, which was that I said Gregorian chants. This was just misspeaking.
Gregorian.
But it's Gregorian.
Gregorian.
So I was thinking that would be like chanting with a little bit of like gregariousness.
Gregarious chants.
Gregorian is funny.
That is very funny.
Gregarian would be a good nickname for someone named Greg.
Hey, Gregarian.
Ooh, the Gregarian rolled up.
That's like, what was that? Oh, the Gregster, the Gregmeister, the Gregarian.
Exactly.
Was that Schneider? Is that
Schneider.
His like one SNL character?
Yeah, the Gregster.
The Rooney. I'm at the office at this fax machine. Ooh.
And then people would go to work the next day and be like, God, that was hilarious.
Man, that Schneider.
Oh, man. Oh,
man.
And then
Did you hear about
it.
his divorce? Oh, his wife's leaving.
Yeah, his wife's leaving him. He did a terrible stand-up special.
The water cooler.
Yeah.
No one can leave.
Pinnacle.
No one can leave their desk these days. Is my understanding.
Well, you're
of how
working remotely.
Right. What's the water cooler? Yeah, there's no water cooler
Slack, I guess.
there.
You try to sidebar someone on Slack and
God.
realize you sent everyone a picture of like a weird mole.
Yeah, and you meant to like do that fun Rob Schneider
Well, and you're
bit
like,
from
anyone
30
catch
years ago?
SNL? And they're like, no, Boomer, fuck you. And you're like, all right, I'll have those
Okay.
numbers for you by dusk.
You would be a hit. I could see some Boomer on Zoom. A boom
On
Zoom.
boom, boom,
Boom,
a
boom,
zoom, a zoom,
zoom.
zoom,
Let
and a
me
boom,
say.
boom. Shake your rump.
I could see them putting like a water cooler in frame. You know what I mean? Like trying to do a thing with the younger kids to be like, hey, so I know everyone's going on their lunch break now. You want to meet around the water cooler? And everyone's like, and then they have like
I
a water
would
cooler
kill.
in their home.
Can I say, though?
We had the Tolpe, was nice.
I had a lot of, when I used to have normal jobs, like male bosses.
Yeah.
And there's two speeds there.
Mm-hmm.
You're either like pretty young thing or you're
how to play.
or you're one of the boys. And the problem with pretty young thing, even though it can get you head pretty fast, is that can get ugly too.
Sure.
I'm talking about the old days. I'm
you
talking
fly
about
too
pre,
close to
me
the sun
too.
there. Yeah, a little handsy.
Yeah. And even if it doesn't go, it's just a different relationship.
It is. It's a weird dynamic. You got to do. You got to take a lot.
Do well with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I always went one of the boys, and I just want to say I did kill with old men.
I mean,
I just
that's
be like,
not shocking at all.
yeah, like.
Yeah.
You
Well,
kind of
could
keep them.
you're always one step
If
ahead
you
of them on
rib
their
them a
dad
little,
jokes.
but just enough that you don't like bruise their ego too
Bust the
badly,
balls,
you know?
yes.
Yeah.
Well, you think about that kind of dinosaur brain, and you think about that lizard brain. You think dinosaurs are lizards, in fact.
Wow. Science corner.
You think about. You think about. It's so funny that all someone has to do when they categorize someone they're working, not just with, that someone's working for them, if they're in a boss situation, is immediately yes or no, do I want to fuck this person right now? And like, are they a buddy and I don't see them as a fuck pony, or am I putting them in the stable of fuck pony? It's just, it's such a basic.
Well, but if you
like,
don't get into one of this, is so sickening. I'm not saying this is okay. Just want to say this is bad to everyone.
You're not endorsing. You're just speaking your truth.
Of course, I'm just speaking my truth. But if you don't get into a lane, you're sadly like overlooked.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I was like seen as like, I made them feel like young and cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'd be like, see the game last night? And I'd be like, I don't fucking care. You know, and they're like, oh shit, Kolsky's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. You kind of have to like find a lane. Because if you don't find a compartment for the lizard to like go tap on and eat their fly, then you really are like not even visible. I hope that that's changing with like not all bosses being old white men. We can only hope.
Yes. Well, I would say as someone who's had, I mean, I've had too many, I've had a lot of weird jobs. So I've had a lot of bosses and a lot of kinds of bosses. Can't really speak to the traditional
You have
dynamic.
had so many jobs. You told me the other day.
I mean,
Quick
maybe
tangent.
100 different jobs.
I believe that.
Like,
You told me the other day you had a job for an hour.
Yes.
What job?
Wait, what was my hour-long job? It was
You said you the credit card and you.
Oh yeah, just pizza. I was just delivering pizza. Yeah, that was at a pizza shop.
I didn't want. Did I just say too much?
No. He's. I think that my boss went. I'm not going to say his name.
Don't say too.
Went down for some other stuff.
Oh.
Anyhow, believe he had a little bit of an operation he was running.
Okay. I don't know what the
I'll just
sound
say
effect
cocaine
there
operation
is.
because he's
dun. That's like the Law and Order.
Yes, it is. But anyhow, that was like an hour. Yeah, that was an hour.
But you
I
literally
got
had
there.
a job
He
for an
literally had me run to Home Depot with the corporate. The corporate. It was a one
His
pizza
credit
joint. His
card.
credit card.
And you.
Anyhow.
Anyway,
yes. So that if you
we're
have an
all on the up and
hour-long
up.
job, and I've had some that have been one shift. I've had multiple that have been
but
like
that's
one
like
shift,
what,
1
4
week.
hours?
Yeah. So it's like
How
1
many
hour
were 1 hour? Was that a standout or was that one of many?
Let me think.
It's okay.
I think that might be like the shortest.
I mean, we'll literally be driving around your town where you grew up, and your mom's like, Murph picked strawberries there for 2 days.
For like 2 days.
And then
yeah.
like burned it down or
Yes.
whatever you were doing.
No, that one I just was like, I can't with the picking strawberries in the summer.
Right. I'm just saying
That
though,
was
like you
young,
have
too. I was
had
like 13.
every
Yeah.
job.
I have had every job.
I think it's easier to do that when you don't stay very long.
That's true, of course. Yeah, because most people, if they're someone who is committed to working and they went, like you started at a place, like a buddy of mine who got me that job at this farm now works like, he's like the second in command. It's a family run farm, not his family, but he worked there so long every summer that he now is like, I think he works there in the, because they did all right as a small family farm for themselves, and I think he just works in the front office as like the second in command. I think he's going to get the farm when the old man goes.
Maybe you can get your job back.
Maybe I can come back. Anyhow,
what was the one where the hot dog where you spilled the oil?
Oh, that was at Pizza Lovin'. That was at another different pizza place.
Okay.
Where that spilled a lot of oil.
Is
But
that okay
I worked
I'm
there a
saying
while.
Oh, okay.
For me, a while,
that
probably
story
6
is just
months.
like so heinous.
Yeah, no, that was brutal. The guy who worked, the manager, had the shaved head and the full rat tail. This is a grown ass man too.
That's the look I want.
Like in his 30s. I mean, I was in high school. Yeah, had the. That is a great look, actually.
The commitment to grow the rat tail that long. And to keep
I'm saying it was. Oh yeah, it was a foot. It was a foot long rat tail. And then just fully
$5 foot long.
$5 rat tail, and he
rat report.
Something was going on with his eye. He had an issue with his eyes. His eyes were wonky as well. But nice guy, you know what I mean? Nice guy, but took a lot of, because he was like the manager of teenagers who had no respect for him at all. So it was that kind of situation.
Tough time
for him. And at the end of the night, I dumped. So there's like pizza oil we'd put in. This is the style of pizza that you don't see in a lot of other places.
Fry
It's not
bottom.
deep dish. Fry
They don't
bottom.
have it here.
Yeah, it's like in a cast iron.
People don't know.
It's not. It's people want to say Detroit style. It's not the same. But
No.
anyway, but it is like a thick thing of oil at the bottom of each pan. So you fill up the pans the night before. So at the end of the shift, the ladies come in the morning, the old ladies, to make the dough and they want to put it right in the pans with the oil already on them. So this massive thing of oil. We were completely finished up, getting ready to leave, and I just dumped this like tub of oil.
Like a vat.
A massive vat of
On
like
the whole
gallons
floor,
and gallons of oil
right?
all over the floor. So it just like covers. So like the whole kitchen has like a couple inches.
You like
of a
Zamboni'd
puddle of oil.
with the oil.
And he just was, and I just looked at him and he was like, just go. And I was like,
so he's
okay.
still there
He's still
cleaning that
there
up.
cleaning the shit up.
That is like
because underneath the oven,
heinous.
underneath the fryers,
And
underneath the cutting table, like
nothing's harder to clean up.
whew.
Like
I
I'd
don't
rather
know
have
what
fucking Gorilla Glue on the
Yeah.
floor. That is such a nightmare.
I mean, it is what it is.
Damn.
Anyhow, that was just
So your
one of
resume
the-
is hot.
I got a lot.
Lot
We could
of
sit here
recommendations.
too long. We could go on about my
I
jobs.
won't make
but
you. I think you have had more jobs than anyone else I've ever met.
The thing about bosses, though, that it makes me think of is it is funny that I think as a dude, the dynamic, you actually also have two lanes. One is you got to really thread the needle, but you can pull kind of alpha, at least co-alpha with a boss. Like, or you're a cuck, or you're a beta cuck.
Depending
but like,
on
hey,
the
buddy,
boss, you probably have to.
I mean, it depends on the boss, but like you said, the two different kinds of bosses. Like the dudes, they're like a guy who's just, if it comes to immediate dick measuring contest, that's not where you want to be with a boss.
Well, because they're in charge.
Yes,
so you're
but you
fucked.
can be their like bro, like straight bro.
Well, you can be
or
their-
you can be kind of like their little brother, where you're just like,
the right hand man.
I'll eat shit for you. I'll cover, I'll laugh at your dumb jokes. I'll do, rather than I'm going to try to also make some jokes that you'll laugh at. I know just as much
Well,
about
because if they
the
respect
Sixers
you,
or the Phillies or the Eagles. We can talk, as you do. So let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Versus like, I'll just yes you to death.
right.
I mean, those are kind of, and again, I wasn't in a corporate setting as much,
right.
but
No, it's a little different.
but like
people are people.
people are people.
Why should it be you and I? Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, bosses, male bosses, old white man
Boss
as your
baby.
boss.
Fuck them. What were we talking about? What's happening? I'm out of stuff to say.
What? I have
What?
some stuff. I have some stuff.
Confusion moment. I mean, I'm trying to do my sound effects.
All right.
Confusion moment. Didn't
I'll
really.
press your button and you got to do it. Oh, okay. Here's a fun one. We drove. We've mentioned our homemade signage before.
Not ours.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, not ours. Not the ones we see driving by. I believe we've mentioned the Al Qaeda one.
You think?
I'm trying to remember some of the other ones that we had already mentioned.
Ice kills mom.
Ice kills mom. There are a lot of homemade signage. The recent one that we loved, that we laughed at, was just 4 names.
Oh, wait, let me read, because that's the better one. Then let me read today's. And then you say that one, because we have stuff to say on that. Today, I took a photo. I'm obsessed with these. It was ICE terror fascist. But I respect that there's like a new one every day.
Yes.
Okay.
The Don't Tread on Me flag.
Which is great.
Because that's, of course, throwing that right back in their face.
Yeah.
The Don't Tread on Me crowd.
Face your own hypocrisy.
Face it. So the one we saw the other day was 4 names: Trump, Cosby, Spacey, Paterno.
And I said, that's my Mount Rushmore.
It is. It's the Beatles. It's the Beatles of our generation. The Fab Four.
The what's like a perv thing for Beatles? Like a pun? The Beatles? No. I'll think on it.
We'll think. Yeah, let's sit on
Say
that.
them
Before
again.
we say something we'll all regret.
Yeah, I was like, I need a minute.
Let's sit on that.
Say them
one.
again.
Trump, Cosby, Spacey, Paterno.
Is
I also
Paterno
love that these
Ringo?
4 last names are enough too. You don't even need the first names.
Oh, that's
Jopa, as you're not a sports.
no. I know
You
Paterno.
know Paterno, of
Hey,
course.
once Pacino plays somebody in a biopic,
Yes.
I know.
And this is as someone who, growing up, not a fan of Penn State. My neck of the woods in Pennsylvania is weirdly, of course, Penn State being the state college of the area. It's all Penn State fans
But that's
or
West.
Notre Dame fans. Now,
You're Notre Dame.
not a lot of either necessarily went to college. Most didn't. But at least Penn State is like, oh, that's the
But for
local school.
sports fans,
But Notre Dame,
yeah.
what's funny is like people who didn't go there or didn't go to college, it's just the fighting Irish. Like people are like, oh, wow, this Irish team.
They
I'm
literally put
Irish.
Irish in the name,
And
you're
they're
like,
rooting
yay.
for it. Notre Dame. So I was a Notre Dame fan. So I don't, and they had a rivalry with Penn State that didn't really exist anywhere else other than kind of in this section of Pennsylvania when they would play each other. People get very fired up.
I've noticed that quickly with Northeastern Pennsylvania. You kind of have your own sports stuff because you're like tri-state vibes. Like Western PA is its own deal.
That's right. There's an equal amount in Northeastern Pennsylvania of Giants fans as there are Eagles fans, I would say. There's an equal amount of Yankees and Phillies fans. It kind of splits between New York and PA.
I've noticed that.
And then because in Western PA,
It's
of course, you have the
confusing.
Pirates and the
Because I'm
Steelers.
trying to cozy up and do my thing where I'm one of the guys at the bar.
And you're
And
like,
I'm like,
wait,
you see
this
that
guy's
Phillies game? And they're like, I'm a Yankees fan.
And you're like, Yankee, hardly knew he. Yeah. And then they're like, oh, Kolsky, you crazy. man."
You're crazy for that one. And then I'm like, shots?
Yep.
The thing you have to do is throw it over your shoulder, though, so don't get too drunk, and then leave when they're in the bathroom.
Yeah, because they'll do a lot of them.
Yeah, and then they'll just remember that they had fun with you and not when you left.
So
I'm giving away all my secrets.
Anyhow, today you're spilling all the
Okay,
beans.
so is Paterno
Jopa,
Ringo?
my problem with that is...
Can we just match them to the Beatles quickly?
Yes, Paterno is Ringo.
Yeah.
I mean, Trump...
This gets really tricky.
Trump
Is
is
John or
definitely...
It's got to
I
be
would
John
say
or
John.
Paul. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Because... Yeah, no, this tracks. Trump is Lennon.
Right.
Cosby's McCartney.
Absolutely.
Spacey is George.
Oh, I hate to say it, but it's true.
It's true. And Paterno is Ringo.
Okay.
And I think the reason Paterno is this is definitely
I love this.
the reason. Yeah. So Trump almost met the same fate as John Lennon.
Yeah. I was just going to make
there's
a
that.
joke about that.
There's that. I think like different
Crooks couldn't do what who did it did.
Crooks couldn't finish the job that Mark David Chapman.
Yes.
Yes.
I wanted to say what's his name who tried to shoot Reagan for Jodie Foster.
That's right.
What's his name? And he's like a man about town on Twitter now, and he has he has a
Jesus
band.
Christ. Hold on. Oh my God.
That's going to drive me
No, I
insane.
know.
I keep wanting to say Hockney, and it's not.
No, it's Hinckley. John Hinckley Jr.
Thank you. We got there
Mr.
together.
Hinckley. But yes, so Trump with the assassination attempt, but also I think Lennon. So McCartney has more of a.
What doesn't track here, though, is people are always like, are you a Paul or a John? Nobody's like, are you a Trump or a Cosby? Like, they're not even in the same lane.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
I could see some friction there.
But you could say, are you a Cosby or a Spacey? Because they're actors. I'm trying to, like, do something.
Yeah. I mean, Cosby,
Trump has to be John, though. Anyway, move on.
Cosby's, I would say, more of a I don't know, an actor. I mean, but.
Well, also, if you're.
I'm thinking about their crimes, the nature of their crimes.
Well, and I'm not. I'm thinking of them.
Who are they?
Outside of crime.
Figure, yeah.
John, I think, because he's like inarguably like the most famous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine all the people.
Sure.
I mean, Trump's the most famous and whatever on this list. Cosby, I would say, is the most wholesome. This is very
so that's
laughable now.
Sure.
But I'm talking about
what their
whatever.
Public persona
That
was,
is McCartney.
Yeah, Trump was never a
That's
lovable
Wings.
public figure.
That's like simply having a wonderful Christmas. That's the Cosby Show.
Yes.
Then this is where it gets tricky.
Well, Spacey, because we love George.
Well, because Spacey's weird though, and George kind of did his own thing. George is famously my favorite
Beatle. That's right.
You're a George too, aren't you?
I am a George. Yeah, definitely. I'm a George. Yeah, George Harrison. I love.
So you're a Samantha and you're a George.
That's right.
Can we do them next?
And I would say Ringo. I don't believe this, but I think a lot of people like Ringo, who gives a shit. Ringo could have been a lot of drummers. Paterno doesn't belong on this list, is what I was going to say.
And Ringo doesn't
belong on the Beatles.
Octopus's Garden, Yellow Submarine.
I understand, but really, when you take the full catalog, I'm not saying
for me.
this.
There's one selling point.
What is that?
Their name ends in an O.
Okay. 2 O's.
Paterno, Ringo. That's it.
Paterno, Ringo.
You're right. They're like, what are you doing on this list?
What are you doing on this list? Jopa, Ringo. I think
Paterno, yes, for the cover up, but these other people are just straight up.
Well, what I love about that is
guy.
The guy. So Jerry Sandusky. I think if you put Sandusky's name on this list, the problem is Paterno's more of the known.
more famous.
He's more. I think a lot of people
who
don't know about
that crime would know
Sandusky's
like
name.
That was like heinous enough. Like that wouldn't even be a blip right now. But dropping of the Epstein files, the Sandusky shit was
a massive
pretty,
thing.
yeah,
yes,
big,
and of the highest, most heinous order. And I think Paterno obviously 100% knew. No, there's no doubt about that.
Would you get it if they just
was
put
like
Jared?
My legacy in this whole thing? It's the classic thing. It's like the same shit the Catholic Church would do. It's like someone being like, I'm old school enough that this is actually is horrifying to me as a human being. Like I do think it's like that is gross and grotesque. And what about? But also it's like I can't even you push it down and push it to a place. Like I think it's just so. I think him letting that happen, it continued for decades.
Yeah.
Which is a heinous, again,
while
Paterno
he
rotten
kept
hell,
winning,
ripped the statue down, all that.
Of course. No, but the cover-up does feel different than the actual perpetrator. Do you know Jared's last name from Subway?
Kushner. Wait, what I want to say
big khakis?
Imagine Trump.
You put Jared on there.
Yes, Jared. Fogel, is it Fogel? Jared
yes.
Fogel.
If they put Fogel, though, nobody
people
would
are like,
know.
huh? You'd be better off with Sandusky, I think, than Fogel.
Yeah.
Subway Jared, then you get into too weird of people know that.
If you just wrote $5 footlong.
Trump in the Lennon Yoko cuddle puddle thing, but with Ivanka, with his daughter. I think
God, that's
I mean, that's what we're thinking of. That's what we're seeing.
Or with Slick Willie.
Yes, Bubba in that Bubba puddle. Yeah, I think...
get under the desk.
I think as the big...
I do the worst Bill Clinton, but I won't stop.
He is... Yeah, that's a funny foursome. Spacey's hilarious now because he's in Tel Aviv doing two-step. Remember I showed you that video?
Yes.
It's
he's become a song and dance man of Tel Aviv.
And it's also one of those things where I guess... doing a little bit of soft shoe and with the hands of it. I'm I guess in the 50s this was something. But sure.
He did that move, which is such a heinous joke where you get caught being predatory and then you come out as gay.
Yes.
And you're like, okay, well,
Yes.
I don't care if you're gay. You can't be grabbing ass.
That has nothing to do, with your predatory behavior.
15-year-old dudes or whatever.
He did try to do that,
allegedly.
didn't he?
Yeah, he did that.
And he
move.
played the victim
People
as
do-
well, like, in a lot of
exactly,
ways.
like, I'm being oppressed because I'm gay. And you're like, no,
No.
we're just not pleased with your behavior,
Yep.
sir. And then he got kicked off of House of Cards.
He was off the house.
Right?
Oh, they do a season without him.
With Robin Wright, I think.
Who she was great in.
God,
that.
I love Robin Wright.
I mean, they were basically Bill and Hill.
I mean, they were definitely
The
Bill and
what were they
Hill.
called? The
And he's more Bill than we even knew.
big time.
Big Bill.
Big Billy.
Big Billy style.
Slicko Willie. Yeah.
That was a good sign. I appreciate that sign, but that one's down now.
There's a great sign that's also down that was just said, hang Bad Bondi.
Oh, I loved that one.
And yes, a call, an old school call for justice of some sort.
right.
I don't know how to
Which
phrase
we
that.
do not. We
no,
are
no,
just
no. I mean, but whatever.
relating.
It's the community crying out.
Yeah.
But Bad Bondi is funny because I mean that's a Bad Bunny play.
I think it
would
was.
guess.
I think these signs are good. What's fun too is we saw the person doing them.
Mm-hmm.
It was a person that looked kind of like your build, but was wearing a muumuu. I did think it was you.
I said it was non-binary Uncle Fester. Is how
that was how they
how I
looked.
would
Yeah, but
categorize
I
it.
was like, we have to get them on the pod. I like respect their work so much.
Yes, no, I
and
do
they're
wanna
local.
speak-
They're a local hero.
They are.
Like every day, I do that drive, and there's some like fantastic.
Yeah, just
new
fully
sign.
full bald, shaved,
very,
like the head like
very
bicked.
pale.
Very pale.
Yeah,
Had kind of a moo, not a moo, but
it reminded me of your muumuu you got in
It did.
Hawaii.
Yeah. Anyhow, yes, I want them on the pod. We
Yeah.
must get them on the pod.
They're an artist.
Then we can really get to the bottom of some of these slogans. The Bondi thing is very funny because
Our
in
first
this
and
moment,
only guest is our local sign maker.
her testimony before Congress is,
Yeah.
I mean, I know, again, everything just gets lost in the shuffle because there's so much. It's hard to be like, does this register at this point? But I think we'll throw the link in the description here in case you have not seen at least the highlights of this. But her testimony
They've
is
seen
just
it.
on the Epstein files, the holding on to them, the slow trickle, why names are redacted, just everything. Everyone's getting to take their shots
and
at
her
her.
answers would just be talking about something else.
I mean, she was like, why are we wasting time talking about this when we could be talking about the markets? Like the Dow is here, the
We're up
NASDAQ's here.
50,000. Yeah.
Which is like one thing I will say is these are now the people who, as Trump has done so brilliantly throughout his entire life, his children included, throwing right under the bus is to be like, who gets fed to the wolves
Oh,
here?
I was going to say also just pulling back the curtain because a lot of issues people have with Trump that we've talked about in this pod is his just lack of decorum because it's a bipartisan agenda to
Sure.
get the Dow up and not give a shit about the dark underbelly of whatever. Like the Epstein files are blue and red all over. It's all of it. So
What's blue?
but they just
What's blue,
say it
gross,
out
and
loud.
red all over?
Yes. We'll say that again.
What's blue, gross, and red all over?
Oh yeah.
The
Good.
Epstein
I just said yes and didn't listen.
That was a little riddle that you see on a popsicle stick.
Right, which I'm not like letting her off the hook, but it's like they just say it out loud
Yeah.
and then people are so disgusted. But you're like, I would say that's the American project in a nutshell. Like, who's going to speak for the children? And then, I don't know, but did you see the Dow is like that just feels like
Yes.
that's like a bumper sticker I would put on my car.
It is. It's like this was our answer, was to
Yeah.
like take that funny money that doesn't actually matter and pretend like the retirement packages are up now. Can we stop with this?
Yeah.
And you're like, what's funny is I'm like, the people who are clamoring most that are your base that are turning on you have no retirement package. So
Well, yeah.
the problem is they don't have any money in the stock market. So some boomers might be like, okay, yes, we're fine. We're moving on from we got a few bad apples.
Well,
we
they
named
like
them. Let's move
became
on.
MAGA because they lost their house under Obama in 2008, and now they're swinging back. But then they lost their health care because of Trump. Do you know what I mean? And now they're just flapping in the breeze, trying to do another January 6th somewhere, but they can't even fill their car up with gas.
Yes.
You know, and they're just mad.
They're very mad. Some of them are like,
and they should
Fuentes
be
2028. Some of them are just like adrift completely.
mad. MTG.
They're waiting
Yeah.
for America First. Yes. There's a lot of strange happenings right now. And some of them are
Very
making great signs.
strange.
But yeah, Bondi's like fumbling of just every part of that. Like she's just not built for that. Not a lot of people are, But to go in front of and have no real answer, to be the one who has to answer for this,
even if it's total bullshit, which it would
heinous-
have to be, you're you didn't prepare one even if there's a ton of holes in it, little your own linear logic of how to get through this thing.
Yes, what no one prepped you to be they're going to say this, and this. Likely,
who's going to prep?
How are you going to respond to that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people are just ducking out. I mean, I think Kash Patel will probably be gone soon. Bongino left.
Some
the
of these
FBI,
folks have stuck around longer than I think they would have, but I think it's because Stephen Miller's kind of running shit and Trump's fading away into he's sundowning, I believe.
He's definitely
allegedly
sundowning, big time. He's shitting his pants constantly and struggling.
Shitting his pants.
Shitting his pants and struggling mentally. I agree. What's funny too is, and I don't mean this is even shit on the libs, because I'm genuinely asking.
Please
do you
don't
know,
shit on the libs.
I would never, dear. Do you know what their explanation is why this wasn't released? Because they had all of this for the
and
entire
they still
run
haven't
of
released
Biden's
half
presidency.
of
Yes,
them. I do not understand. You have brought this up before that there's the Epstein estate that operates. It's like a third party. We said because it's but the DOJ are the ones releasing this. I don't know. I feel like an idiot.
Yeah, but I know that they did. My point is, this didn't fall into.
It's not like they're doing it to
they
protect Trump though, because
Right.
they've released stuff unredacted and they've totally
they've made
soiled
some
the
mistakes
sheets on
with it,
that.
right. So here's my question. What I would say is they didn't like
taxes now.
They didn't like this as a football to be in play going into 2024 when they're subbing out. So they had the whole Biden debacle anyway, then throwing Kamala in there, Kamala in there to
It's Kamala.
I understand, but we've discussed this already. Anyhow, that they wouldn't be let's let it rip, because who gives a shit about the Clintons are gone. Now I think it's just a lot of other donors is the problem. It's not just politicians. They couldn't release. They weren't ready to do all the redaction stuff because they clearly weren't either.
And they've gutted
Trump's
all the
DOJ
agencies.
wasn't.
No one's working anywhere.
Right.
I think what they're saying is if we tell the big truth, it will take down the world as we know it. And I think what people are saying is
we're not ready for that.
Well, also then this world is very bad.
Yeah.
Then tear it down.
Right.
But people, exactly.
Well, right. So transparency, that's why it was funny when Trump was running on the, he just thinking he could knowing himself how much he's in the files, in the back of his mind always being I could easily redact my way out of it, but I could tell the base,
know if he
we're going to
can.
release those Epstein files, because that was his whole thing when he was
People
running.
are saying that they've seen, there was a whistleblower that said they've seen a video that if it was made public, Trump would just immediately leave office. Again, I don't know what's real, what to believe, but there are people who are close to these cases who have testified in different cases against Jeffrey Epstein early on, who are there is stuff that would be even more damning than what we've seen, which is really gross to think about.
It sure is.
Did you see the Elián Omar tweet? She was in my country, we behead pedophiles or whatever, or execute.
Yeah.
And then all the reply tweets were she just called for the execution of the president.
No, it's
which you're
you're
huh.
What are you saying?
Yeah.
The president's a pedo.
As we said in 2018, showed your whole ass.
Showed your whole ass. Oh, I like that
you're
one.
being
Let's
what?
bring that one back.
It's just too on the nose.
It is way too on the nose. Yeah, it is funny that's at that level where I guess I would agree that everything released, it takes the power away from the puppeteers of this entire honeypot, which also never just refuses to be discussed still by a lot of mainstream. I always have to check myself and remember about because I consume too much. So I have to realize what I'm consuming that is actually mainstream. I think a lot of people, if you're really listening to even maybe not main old school legacy, if you're not dialed into a different media ecosystem at all, you are not hearing at all about this being, there's still just names thrown against the wall, legacy media, but great, this name's out there now, that name's out there.
But you brought up a good point when you just said it takes the power out, because they can't blackmail anybody if all of it's out.
So
that's the thing. It's not even to protect who's in the files. It's to protect the blackmailers.
That's right.
Because they have no power. They have no control.
Yeah.
They can't pull the levers of power anymore.
Right.
If it's all just out.
Yes. And so I think it's very important to both know. Now, some of the people who have seen the unredacted files too, like they're people in Congress. So what's funny is like Thomas Massey, like this is I want to just
what
read
are
this
they
because
saying?
well,
I don't know what to believe.
I know, but I'm saying they're reading. Well, here's the thing about the Epstein estate that has the control over leaking even all of these files. So there's the whole thing,
But
like
is
2
it the
days
Epstein
before
estate or is it the DOJ?
Well, no, but they don't have, like, they probably got access to whatever, because we saw the federal agents that went into the townhouse. As far as the video stuff.
But if people are saying to Pam Bondi, why aren't you releasing them all? That's like implying that she has the power to release
them all. So again, that's what these are the things that, so they don't ever talk about it. It's on such a surface level that perfect question right there. This like release the files. You're like, well, we the DOJ needs to redact. Their original thing was Kash Patel's original thing. And Bondi. The whole thing was nothing to see here. Like literally right when Trump got in office, they were like, actually, no, we did look through it. They're pretty much all out there. Like there's not anything else that we
I remember that. And people were like, but we know that's not true because you pulled
then it was,
videos.
We can't do it because of the victims. We don't want to release without these with victims' names in there, drag them back through their trauma, et cetera, et cetera. Then it was like, okay, redact their names then. And then they're like, well, we got to redact other names as well. And you're like, why is that exactly? Which what's funny about that is you're like, oh, if this was an intelligence operation, then of course there's people that are still. So you're like, what names? Like if you're just redacting a random name of someone who's like, you know what I mean? Like where do you choose? Like we talked about this last week. Sun Yi's name is in there. Who else's name is David Copperfield? Like there's been celebs' names that have been left. Nick DiPaolo. People's names that don't
Cameron
have as
Diaz.
much power. Have been left
allegedly. I mean, that's what
I'm just saying they're not redacted. So they're releasing some and being like certain. Really, you read the body of the email and you go, well, this would be a good one to know who the fuck sent that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The redacted people are the people who need to be thrown in the pit.
Yes, and those are the people who still have some. The other reason why they would redact. So when people say they're redacting them, if they're receiving those, and again, these are not questions. You have a full fucking day of questioning out of Congress. The media's there. Everybody's around. Just simple questions. Instead of like, tell us all the names, something like, I'm sorry, where are you? Who is doing the redacting here? Why are you receiving these in phases? Who owns the video files? Who owns the email stuff? Like, do you have it all? Like, did you just recover that? Where'd you get that from? What is the Epstein estate? What files do they still have? Because they're saying only half of them are ever going to be released.
You can really see how this slowly drives people insane, though.
Slowly.
Like, I was even trying to think about that just now and my brain hurt.
Yeah. I mean, Thomas Massey, I want to find it. This is a sitting U.S. senator, though, because Ro Khanna is another one. But that they're being like.
I saw Ro.
But Massey had this incredible. I mean, I've seen this tweet from like MTG. I've seen this from other people before, but it's basically saying like, I want this on the record. I can't find this, but it's like, I want this on the record. I'm not suicidal. I don't have heart issues. I don't have like it basically going through to be like, if something should happen to me.
A lot of people have said that though.
I understand it, but I'm just saying it's funny that sitting members of Congress, like we're at that point where people are like, I want to publicly put out a social media post, which again, like whatever their motivations are and like being sensational about it, but also literally just being like, I've seen enough of these unredacted files.
If you believe that anyone would ever have a hit out on them for anything, and then you think about the global powers involved in this and how deep this cunt goes,
right.
You know, like there's no way. Like the Epstein file, we were just listening about Jeffrey Epstein being suicided.
Yes.
Like in the bones broken in his neck and the 2 cameras going off at the same time and then not checking on him for 30 minutes, like whatever. Like we all know, but I'm like, like they're...
Also someone who got away.
If you were ever going to K anyone, you're going to K someone over this.
That's right. As an intelligence asset,
it's a global
as a
conspiracy.
Narcissist. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, it's just fun. It's a fun time to see these. Like,
I think people are just going to dissociate. I think it's too much.
It is.
I think that they're going to, that this like frenetic, chaotic release of like terrible shit with like not the right parts of the information is going to have the desired effect of making people just shut down and
yes, agreed.
Move on with their lives.
Yeah. Like being like, we're just going to accept this. The rich are going to be.
Because if we know this and then there's no shifts and power structures, then like
what really matters anymore?
I don't know. You would say the children, but apparently not.
No,
I think it's the Dow.
The Dow matter, and if the Dow matters, then we're set. We're ready to go. New Gaza's ready to launch. People are just so desensitized by everything that it's like, okay, we're being mass surveilled. Like they're rolling with New Gaza. It's all happening. But Paterno's name must not.
That's so funny.
Paterno's name must be left
like,
off.
What?
Come on, Ringo.
Who do you think the fifth Beatle is? Who'd they leave off?
Well, wasn't there?
I threw out Jared.
You did throw out Jared.
Who else is should be on that list?
I would say.
I mean, Bill Clinton, allegedly.
Yeah, I mean, if Trump's, I think if you're going to throw Trump on there,
I mean, Bill's the real Paul McCartney, if we're being honest.
Now, see, if it was Trump Clinton, that's your Lennon McCartney.
Yeah.
That really is. I think you're right.
Yeah. And then Noam Chomsky would be George, which is so sad. Yeah, let's do our Epstein.
Oh, my God, Noam.
Noam would be George.
Yeah, if we want to do our own.
And Ringo would be like, what's his name?
Billy Preston was considered the fifth Beatle. That's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah, so who would that be on that list?
I think it would probably be...
I just want to say quickly, if we're doing the Trump, Bill Clinton, Noam Chomsky, I think it'd be Chris Tucker as Ringo.
Yes.
That's what I just wanted to complete that.
I like that.
Yeah, the fifth Beatle would be...
Who? Copperfield is up there.
That's a really fun one.
Copperfield's...
Pulling those magical strings behind the scenes. He
sure is.
Laying down those bass lines.
Remember the days where he
I don't really know anything about David Copperfield.
The Statue of Liberty disappearing. You remember that one?
No.
That was a big one.
Feels like that's happening now.
Yoo-hoo. You mean, yes.
A little on the nose.
I feel you.
You mean?
You mean?
What?
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, David. David was a piece back
I don't know. I know kind of Chris Angel because it's goth.
I mean, here's the deal. Mind Freak is the cable news era. David Copperfield is the prime time network television era of
There was magic on prime
yes,
time?
Yes, it was
okay. I think I missed this.
ABC, maybe NBC. I don't know. CBS. I forget which one, but there was he would have prime time specials when he did his big making the Statue of Liberty disappear is the big one. I keep saying the other ones were his stage show or whatever, but he would have these big events. And then it went into David Blaine, more close up street magic kind of shit.
But who made the Twin Towers disappear?
Now that's the question of the hour. I think Bibi had something to do with it. Bibi Netanyahu.
Well,
I think Dick Cheney. I think David Copperfield, certainly.
Oh my God.
David Copperfield.
He's on
Building
all
7
the lists.
was David. Had his Copperfield.
Yeah, that's giving Building 7.
I forget how he did. I mean, it was a camera trick with the.
Well, it has to be.
I mean, yeah.
I think she didn't go anywhere.
She didn't go. Yeah, those were simpler times.
Yeah.
When we could have a nice magician on primetime TV doing a big old spectacle. You sat down with the family.
We all did. We all watched this. I mean, I didn't
did.
See it apparently,
You
but
did.
everyone else was there.
You got the Doritos.
Oh.
You got yourself some
Cool Ranch
some
for
squirt.
me.
Cool Ranch for you.
No, Cherry 7-Up.
Cherokee Red in our household.
Well, that's problematic.
Sure is, but
is that still a soda?
yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be. It's a great soda.
So there are
Problematic
NFL
name.
teams that have to change their name, and there's still a soda that's
Well, how many people know of Cherokee Red? How many people
just
have
you,
had
I
it?
guess.
I don't know if it was regional. Do they have it out here?
Is it a cherry soda?
It's cherry soda, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an excellent
We do
cherry
not have
soda.
it out here.
No. Well, what was yours? Cherry 7-Up. That was Cherry 7-Up was good too, but that wasn't
was great.
That never really arrived. Like
Get
Cherry
yourself
Coke
no,
did.
it was limited, but you get yourself a tall cherry 7-Up in a glass,
Mm-hmm.
1 scoop vanilla ice cream in there.
Come on.
You're
And a box of nerds.
and a box of wine. What is
And a
boxcar.
boxcar and a jug of
wine.
and a jug of nerds.
And a jug of nerds. Wait, really quickly, you were telling
Yes,
me
dear.
because we're doing a lot of current events today.
Yes.
We're not letting up off the news.
No, we
Today.
can't. We've been cycled to death.
We are a news pod.
We're in
Facts
the-
only.
Death cycle. Go on.
Death cycle, yes. you were telling me about the Daily, and I wanted to talk about it.
Oh, well, the Daily, that just made me think of, the Daily was basically about
Cuba.
the Cuba. Yeah,
The Cuba.
The Cuba. Basically, Marco Rubio's grand plan. It's just funny that like the New York Times is consistently like 1 out of 10 things Trump does, even now, even currently, they're just like, well, this is like, there's other ways to think about this other than just like, fuck Trump. So it's just funny. Like they have these Trump apologists like every now and again. Come on here.
Well, all their
especially the foreign,
right?
The foreign policy.
Well, they're like, this could be great. Well, they loved Venezuela.
They loved kidnapping Maduro, which also is now an immediate, the connection with Cuba there. That was Venezuela was giving them a lot of their oil.
Right.
They don't have a ton of oil on their own. So now Trump
they have no electricity.
Withholding the oil. Yeah. Now it means like putting on the squeeze in a way that's just. Because again,
you
what
were
is the
saying
end?
There was an expert on the Daily.
Yes, this
was basically
Pulitzer
saying,
Prize winning journalist.
Yeah, and
who comes
like,
on to give like her expertise is
like we're finally toppling communist Cuba, and
yes.
you were like, who is this for?
Gives us like
Gen Z doesn't want to topple communist Cuba.
Nope. And like people are like, is this still? How is this helpful? When like what the whole thing then was like, how is this helpful when people just can't afford anything? Like it. To care to think that it matters or that this is somehow going to be helpful to the U.S. is very weird, but there is an old holdover. And so Marco Rubio's whole thing and what he's been in Trump's ear for a while, that he was kind of behind the Maduro kidnapping of this idea of like we need to get Venezuela out of the mix if we're going to then finally crush Cuba at the end here. It's like these are the chess moves that he's making.
Right. Well, there's like Latin America's communist
yes
underpinnings or
right, and his family
he wants
goes
to
back
dominate
to anti-Castro.
Well, of
Cuban.
course, but then it's like really like we've won.
And then so then what was funny to me that just popped up as far as a pop culture element to this is I was like, oh, it's funny that because there's going to be mixed feelings of like who would actually care about this, but the Cuban vote in Florida. From going back to the 2000s. Now we can double Bush. We can Bush.
Can we do the song?
A pushy podcast.
Okay,
I tried to harmonize more on that one.
I know I'm going to try to do it again. Can we do one more?
Yeah. Pushy podcast.
That was good.
They harmonize so well.
Key.
The Beach Boys. My
we're
God.
not going to compete with
the
Wilson boys.
But yeah, the 2000 election
Okay.
What was interesting about the Elián González in the inner tube, if you recall.
The boy. I
kids,
remember.
the boy.
He washed ashore.
He did.
That was quite a spectacle.
It was a spectacle. There's a long stretch. And I guess what this woman was, the way she was explaining it on the Daily, but this idea that Castro would have the release valve when the pressure cooked, like over the years when embargoes, when certain pressure would go on, it was like who in the country is getting fired up enough against Castro that he'd be like, you can get. Because it's funny how she painted the broad brush.
You can leave.
You can leave.
That was my Meredith Marks Castro.
Yes. Thank you.
Meredith Castro, DJing in Havana.
You're giving Meredith Castro. That was great as a like release valve to be like, all right, you can. So people coming in, the Cuban community in Florida. But what's funny is about the Elián González moment was right before the election.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. And the Gore-Bush election.
Right.
So Bush won enough of the Cuban vote in Florida. Like, I think, 50,000. I mean, this was the hanging Chad, razor thin. We've discussed that.
Well, that's my issue with this theory is the hanging Chads. Like, do we think they stole the election or do we think they won it because of the Cuban vote?
Well, I think it was. I think that it was up for grabs enough to steal with the hanging Chads. This is just again.
You're saying combo.
I think a combo. I think that created the possibility.
That feels like a cop out. Yeah, I'm doing your little finger
split, your own
safety split.
Yeah, that there is a combo there. I guess I'm sure there's a few factors, but I think people revisiting, and this is based off of like a very light breeze that I did, thinking about the Elián González thing, and I went back and I was like, oh, that was funny that. So what it was at the time, and this is
for the listeners. Let's recall because this is like 30 years ago. This is in 2000.
Now. This is the summer, leading into the 2000 election.
26 years ago.
26 years ago. A
Cuban boy washes ashore in an inner tube on the banks of the United States.
Yes.
Florida. His mother drowned. His father still
6
lived
years old.
in Florida.
His father
This
was
is
still
a
in Cuba.
horror
No, his
show.
father was in Cuba.
Sorry. His father was
Yes, he had
still in
family in
Cuba,
Florida.
but he had an uncle in Florida.
That's right.
Probably on the mom's side, I'm guessing.
So the Coast Guard finds him in
Yeah.
the inner tube.
And this is
Incredible.
like
6 years old.
the most heartbreaking.
I mean, yeah, it's a wild
You're 6
scene.
years old in an inner tube in open water.
Yes.
Your mom drowns and you wash ashore a foreign land.
Yes.
It's just crazy.
It's crazy. And we remember because the photos, I mean, there was just photos
Yeah.
of this
Oh
kid
my
floating in
gosh.
an inner tube, 6-year-old floating in an inner
Yeah.
tube. So what's wild about this, though, and where the political football became a thing was, so this is under Clinton still in office now, and the INS at the time, the Immigration and Naturalization Services, this is pre-ICE, this is pre-9/11.
I'm like, I was just like
Oh,
feeling
simply-
nostalgic.
No, pre-DHS, so no
Yeah.
Department of Homeland Security,
Oh, my
no
God.
no ICE.
Pre 9/11.
Pre-9/11.
That's why.
Yeah.
This is when you could wear shoes going through security to get
Yes,
on an airplane.
you could hop on an airplane.
Your loved one could
chase
take you to the
chase the
gate.
one that got away
Literally.
to
you
the
could,
gate
thank you.
and say, "I love you," and I didn't take my shoes off.
You
and
could run down the runway and hop on the wing.
Yep, Richard Reed. This is pre-Richard Reed, the shoe bomber.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyhow, his great uncle, I guess it was. Anyway, there's a guy. So in Florida, he becomes a political football. So a lot of the people who obviously, because of this release valve for Castro, it's like people who really had beef with Castro. So the Cuban
There's Cuban
American community
capitalists
in
who are
Florida.
pro-America, very anti-communist Cuba.
Yes. So his great uncle then says, "I want him to stay here." So the political football that's going back and forth, which you pointed this out, is very.
It's reversed.
It's kind of reversed in a way, yes, because under a Democratic president, they're saying, one, we know, like, because again, the Bush, not W himself, of course, but the brain trust of the Bush is very
administration.
shrewd, very good. You know, they understand the politics of all this. They knew it was going to come down to a couple of states. Really, literally came down to Florida. So Jeb's down there, but they also had this idea
Remember?
of like, oh, it's Jeb. This is a great opportunity to just be like, hey, you fucked up this situation leading right. It's kind of the October surprise of sorts.
Wow.
Of that.
What month was it?
I guess this was probably
It was like
the
August.
summer, I think.
Yeah,
But
I want it to be October though.
when was it? No, November. Oh, sorry. No, this is November of '99. That he was
1 year before.
1 year before. I think.
No, but
I
it
think
took
the
a while
raid,
to
the raid-
ramp up
Yes,
the-
to
yes,
ramp up
yes,
to
yes.
what are you going to do about this young boy here?
Got it. So it was the autumn surprise.
That's right.
That came haunted. But can I just say, so basically the dad wanted him back in Cuba, obviously.
Yes.
And then the mom's family, they were like, let's keep him in the United States with the uncle. And the reverse is that usually now, and you would think Republicans are like, send illegal immigrants who wash ashore or whatever, cross borders, back to somewhere, usually not even where they came from anymore. And it would be like maybe more of like a left liberal project to try to keep the kid.
Yes.
But that was reversed.
It was reversed.
Is that right?
That's right. And what's funny too is people think.
Which is funny because they deport people.
Yeah.
Hillary's bragging about deporting more people
She's like,
under
we didn't even
Clinton
have to
and
shoot anyone in
Obama.
the face, and yeah, we sent a ton of people.
We
out of
didn't
here.
kill Americans, but we sure deported a lot of children.
Yeah, we deported tons of children. More
Pokemon,
than
go
Trump.
back home.
Pokemon, get back in the inner tube.
She would do like a weird, like it'd be like Pelosi in the kente cloth, and they'd be doing like a dance on the shore.
Inner tubes.
Yeah,
flying.
being like, we love our Cuban friends, and then they'd just like let him float away in an inner tube, and he'd immediately drown.
So Clinton also, what's funny too is people thinking of the overreach of the feds, which is why I think it's great to throw the "Don't Tread on Me" crowd, back in their face. Is that during Waco, that was under Clinton's, that was his ATF, his FBI, all that.
God, I want to talk about Waco. It's too late.
No, we'll
Let's
close
finish
with
strong
this.
with Cuba.
We'll come back. I just wanted to read this one passage because
Put Waco down
someone's
for next
mentioned
week.
here that I think we can all appreciate, and it's funny what side of this he's on. This is a poll quote. So 100 people protesting against the raid. So basically, Clinton eventually said at the INS because the great uncle wouldn't let the kid go.
Right.
So even after the courts, it went through the whole courts, went through the whole rigmarole. They're like, this kid's got to go back to his father in Cuba.
Well, but he's saying, don't send him back to that godforsaken land.
And Castro's, of course, in the international press is like, send this kid back.
He's boy Cuba.
His father's here. Yeah, he's the pride of Cuba. So as this sweet 6-year-old child becomes the political football. But what's funny is the overreach of the feds. So people were protesting this, the INS, Clinton sending in federal agents to take this kid away from his uncle and send him back. Then New York City Mayor Rudolph Giuliani himself.
America's mayor.
He
wasn't yet then.
Not yet. Not yet. He was licking his chops because he knew what was coming.
Well, here we go.
Rudolph described the agents involved in the seizure of Elián as stormtroopers. Federal Law Enforcement Officers Association reacted with strong disgust and dismay to the Nazi imagery that Rudy Giuliani was invoking, calling these federal agents that came, immigration, federal enforcement.
Coming, ripping a boy from his family in America.
And give to his other,
yeah,
a little more complicated.
He wasn't born here.
Sure.
Is it?
No.
Every story is complicated in its own way.
Demanded Giuliani's apology. And then Hillary Clinton, who was then running against Giuliani for the United States Senate election in New York. So in 2000, this was going on. This
we
overlap.
need to get some new blood in the.
Agreed with the Federal Law Enforcement Officers Association.
See, she's siding with the Nazis.
Asking for an apology out of Rudy.
Yeah.
Giuliani refused to apologize, although he stated his criticism was aimed at President Clinton and Janet Reno, of course. He later withdrew from the race for unrelated reasons. Because he knew 9/11 was coming. He wanted to be America's mayor. He didn't want to be in the Senate at that time. He still wanted to be the mayor.
Do you think of Elián González?
That commentary at the end was mine.
That got
mine
wild.
Alone.
Yeah, mine alone.
But everything else I just said is how that played out, the Elián González situation.
If Elián González had not washed up in November 1999 on the banks of the Florida coast.
On the banks of the coast.
Yes. Yeah. I'm like really telling it to you.
No, I like it. Paint the picture.
And Gore had won and done something about climate change. Mm-hmm. Would things be different now, or would they be the same?
Well, I think it's...
who's not in the Epstein files?
I think it's funny.
Al Gore.
Al Gore, yeah. Thank you.
Tipper
who's
weirdly
who's nowhere to be found? Al Gore.
Just kidding.
No, I think...
Al Gore's not even in his own home right now.
If Tipper were to be our first lady rather than Laura Bush.
Tipper.
Well, we wouldn't have any albums being sold that had potty mouth.
She would have found another cause. It's been a long time.
I know. But yeah, no, I think it's funny because that is the grand, swinging door. Because
hanging Chad, swinging door.
The Bush-Cheney machinery that was able to finish their grand plan that started way back when.
Way back.
Really, left a lot of things gutted. We don't get Trump. So, would things be better? The neoliberal...
Trump would still be a
experiment
Democrat,
is still imploding
sucking
on itself,
dick at the Oscars.
What's it?
Trump would still be a Democrat.
Sucking dick at the Oscars.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
things
right.
would be different.
Yeah. He'd still be in the Epstein files. The files wouldn't be...
The files would be alive, and Epstein might be alive.
Epstein might be alive.
Jab. Yeah. It's jab.
A lot of policy wouldn't be different on a global scale because, again, if this honeypot would have still existed, because obviously all the same people would still be in there, Trump just wouldn't have the influence as someone in these files. He wouldn't have the same... They wouldn't be able to pull... Netanyahu wouldn't be able to pull his puppet strings as much, but he pulled Clinton's and he pulled everybody's by being, putting it on Netanyahu as stand-in for intelligence across the board, both U.S. and Israeli intelligence.
Running a ring of blackmail.
Yes, and I when I say Netanyahu, what's funny too is he's not making it any easier for himself when he literally just shows up whenever at the White House.
Well, and his CIA
hey,
is
Trump.
fucking with us, but our CIA is fucking with everybody else.
Sure, no, they're all complicit. No. But what the main takeaway that is from this though is that he's a Russian asset.
Who?
That was another thing. That Epstein is a Russian asset. This is what
wow.
You
can't end the cast
the
on
NY
that.
Times is starting. No, but I'm saying that's what they're trying to pivot. So the only intelligence they'll talk about is Mr. Putin's. They're like, oh yeah, it's like fine. I agree. Maybe he was an intelligence asset for Russia. And you're like, I'm sorry, huh? Say again?
Wait, you just said Putin, so I have to say one anecdote.
Ended on Toot and Putin.
rootin' tootin' pootin'. I saw George W. A clip of him on a talk show. I think it was Ellen.
Probably Ellen.
No, it was definitely Ellen.
Yes.
Before Ellen was canceled. And he's saying, I met with Putin. This combines a lot of things we've been talking about lately. And he said, he goes, do you remember my dog? I think it was Barney. I think it was a spaniel.
He's saying this to Ellen.
Yeah, he said, do you remember him?
Mm-hmm.
He's like a little guy. And he said, we met Putin and he kind of dissed him. He said, dissed. And she said, what do you mean? And he said, well, he met my little Barney and then he came out with his dog and it was this big, muscular, tall, long-legged.
KGB
a
dog.
real beauty, it sounds like. Yeah. And Putin leaned over. Yeah, a real beautiful animal.
Sure.
A handsome creature. And Putin leaned over to W and said, my dog could like kick the shit out of your dog, basically, or something. And then George says, so if somebody tells you who they are or whatever, believe them. Because he was saying
he's like a bully.
He said he was always looking for the upper hand, the upper paw.
Right.
Yeah, but it's like, you're like, yeah, of course your dog could kill my... I mean, they had so many.
They speak through their canines.
Well, I'd love to hear through Barbara what Barney said.
Oh, my God, yes.
Oh, no, that would be 8 Herbert Walkers.
Yeah, that would be...
Did Laura Bush do any
dog books? I don't know, but we have found multiples now also from, I don't know if we ever updated on this, but there's another one
much to say.
that Barb did. Barb did this stunt twice.
For the listeners, yeah, Barbara Bush has not 1 but 2 books where she's speaking. She's like she's the Whoopi Goldberg character in Ghost, and the dogs are Patrick Swayze.
Our Sam Wheat.
And then us as the reader is Demi Moore.
We're Molly, yeah.
Yeah, Molly. We're all Molly.
We're all watching that penny, that dog treat just get pushed up the door.
We're all Charlie Kirk. We're all Molly.
Yes. Yeah, no, I think,
the penny's going up.
The penny, yeah.
But it's a little piece of kibble.
It's a little kibble going up
but
the door.
But to pull that multiple times
is incredible. That stunt. Yeah, she has multiple dogs, multiple books written through her by her dogs. But I hear what you're saying about W now, but W is telling this to Ellen. What year is this now? He's out of office.
It makes you wonder. He was older at the time. He was out of office. But I think he was just being like, that Putin's not a nice guy. And then just kind of told this like nothing story about like a little side comment. It's just quaint. It's quaint AF at this point.
I cannot introduce this. I just cannot. I simply I cannot
there's
introduce.
So much to say.
No, next week. So here's a little teaser. Well, next week I have a couple of Ellen, since we're going on the Ellen train.
Okay,
I'm
going to take a note.
Take a note.
I put Waco week is next week. That'll keep people coming back.
Next week, a very special episode of Big Sloppy. It's Waco week.
We need a button for that.
Waco week.
I'm burning. Yeah, terrible. So I'll put Ellen week, question mark. We could do like an Ellen intermission in our Waco material.
We'll cleanse the Waco palette with a little bit of Ellen as an intelligence asset.
I love when we have a week, like on any other pod, that'd be like, we researched this. We're coming with like a notepad. For us, we'll just be like, I just forgot we were going to say something about Waco.
We definitely will. And I think that's the best way to do it. I think
it's the best Waco to
It's the best Waco. Where there's a will, there's a Waco.
Where there's a
bill,
one, we go V.
Waco V.
Waco V. That's my new T-shirt.
All right,
would people wear that?
A Waco V?
They don't know what. Nobody would know what that meant.
I would, and I would wear it. But yes, I don't know how many we would sell.
I think if you got the We Go V script and then the Waco part was all caps, like to make that read and get the hit for what you're doing.
Yes, it would need to be the way We Go V logo, exactly. But
it'd
with
be
just
like
Waco.
David Koresh's silhouette.
Yes. And like side effects may include like little small print on the T-shirt.
May include
your lots of children being firebombed.
But yeah.
Yeah. Houses melting.
And the pharma companies like the Branch Davidians.
See, there is. And Where We Go, what's your other one? You have
Where
also
We Go,
the
One We Go V.
Where We Go, One We Go V is another.
But that's QAnon.
How many will our merch store open? When we have our first merch drop, it's going to be predominantly Wegovy.
I do think we're going to get sued by Wegovy, so I would like to quickly say this is a podcast of satire.
Yes, this is, of course.
I'm just saying that.
That's right.
I'm on record.
Yeah, so when Wegovy says we don't want to be associated with either QAnon or the Branch Davidians, we can say it's a big joke.
they're going to say we don't want to be associated with Big Sloppy
With Big
Podcast.
Sloppy. No, they'll be like, we want to be. Listen, we're desperately trying for you to read our copy on your show, but you gotta separate us from some of these other brands, if you will.
Also, I'd like to say we got not one, not two, but 3 bushy, pushy podcastos this week. That was pretty good.
We're shooting our water. We better be careful because we might be shooting blanks one of these weeks. How many weeks? We might have to tag out to say that this could be the end of this could be AI tagging out. But if we say, no, we have plenty of Bush. We can go on
I
forever
think we could
about
probably
the
do Bush
thing.
for like a year. And then if we do kind of run out and we feel like it's getting a little stale or we're like eating its own tail a bit, we'll just find something else where we say we promise.
It's this
This is
now.
our pledge to the listeners.
Yep.
Every week that we mention, it's not AI.
That's a good one. Well, I'm like pissing into my pants at this moment.
Oh, you have to be?
I have to whiz.
Okay, we
I think
also
we did it.
forgot this week to do the segment where we have to blow for 2
God.
minutes. So we can do that next segment.
right.
Too. And then what was that called? Blow it?
Oh, yeah. What was
Good
our
blow. Mid-blow.
mid-blow?
Mid-blow. I don't want to forget that next
We got our
week
mid-blow.
either. I love just planning next week, this week. We're
This is
showing
great.
our work.
Let's tease at the
We're
end.
nothing if not transparent.
Because one note I got from a listener was, no, I know. We're
I
taking
don't
listener
accept
notes.
notes.
I know you don't. I love that about you. As the producer of the show,
Yeah.
I do need to take this note. Just that people don't know. I mean, it ends when it ends, but people say a lot of episodes, they're like waiting because they're like, oh, are they still, the way we end sometimes is very abrupt in a
Are
way
you
that's,
serious?
we don't
Tell
always
them
say
to
goodbye.
A,
guys.
get a life.
Thank you.
B, they're lucky to have anything to listen to.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm just
That's
alienating
no,
people
this is the
left and
talent
right.
speaking.
No, I don't think that note makes
That's funny.
sense.
It's just I didn't
Like,
even.
what
This
do they
came.
want?
This also came.
And we'll
weeks-
see you next week. And then
I
we
know.
don't talk anymore?
Right. Or goodbye, which we do sometimes. I think this came a few weeks ago.
Goodbye.
Take care.
I'm sorry. I think you're listening to the wrong pod if you're looking for that.
The show is now over.
Is it?
Nope.